Very good. I get
Welcome to Clermont County Board of Commissioners meeting today for August the 7th, a beautiful August day. We were just talking about it's unbelievable how fast summer is going. Someone said on the news this morning, it won't be long, we'll be talking about wind chill factors. And that's true. Prior to starting every commissioners meeting, we always ask for local clergy to come and lead us in prayer. This morning was no exception, but we have a pastor that was unable to make it. So if you are so moved, please bow your heads. I'll do the honors. Lord, we thank you for this opportunity to gather today as employees and as citizens and of concerned people of Clermont County. Lord, we just ask now that your wisdom be upon this meeting, that the commissioners might make decisions that make Clermont County a better place to live, work, and raise a family. We ask you be with those who are in the uniform of the Sheriff's Office today, those who are in the uniform of the Armed Services of the United States, and all of those EMTs and paramedics who leave their home and risk their safety to ensure ours. We ask that you be with those who are ill and afflicted and unable to attend our meeting this morning. We ask your healing hand be placed upon them and their families, that they might be able to join us at a later date. It's in all of these things we pray in your Son's name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen.
And now to officially start the meeting, we always start with the Pledge of Allegiance. This morning, we have one of our employees' daughters here with us. Her name is Darla. And I asked her this morning if she knew the Pledge of Allegiance, and she said she did. They say at their school, would you lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Go ahead. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Darla, thank you so much. Isn't that great? We will go ahead and get started. It's 10 a.m. and this meeting's called to order. We will start with our regular agenda. Item number B, the approval of regular session minutes of 7/31/2024. Board, I know you've had these minutes early, had an opportunity to review them. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved
I will second.
and second. Roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, we will move up county staff elected official discussions to new employee introductions. I understand we have some new employees to be introduced here. And we have Andy Mays is here with the Clermont County Transportation Connection. Andy, would you do the honors?
Good morning.
Morning.
I want to introduce you to our newest CDL driver. It's Teresa Ball. Teresa's a 59-year resident of Clermont County, and she worked here about 3 years ago. She had worked here for about 5 years. She left and she heard about the great movement we're making and decided to come back and give it a try again. And I think she likes it because I asked her if she had something that's her favorite thing to do or hobby or whatever. And her answer was drive our door-to-door service, which is what I like to hear. So Teresa Ball.
Teresa, thanks for coming.
Thank you.
You bet. Thank you.
Thanks for coming back.
And stick around for a picture. Okay. And our next department up is Lyle Bloom with the Water Resources Department. And I understand you have a new employee to introduce.
This is Will Clymer. He is our newest employee, started on Monday. He works in our water treatment division as an electrician 3. He has over 9 years experience in industrial, as an industrial electrician. Most recently, he worked at Xylem, which we purchased a lot of our pumps from them. They're up on 131 as a service technician there. So we're happy to have him on board, that he can bring all of his skills and help us keep our water system in tip-top shape.
You bet. Well, thanks. Thanks for coming to Clermont County. And we'd, you want to go down board with them? Come on up. We'll take a picture.
You're gonna go right over here.
Yep.
She always runs. Morning, Claire.
Hey, we were in the fishing booth all night.
All right. I'll go 3, 2, 1.
Great.
Thanks again. Glad to have you.
Sat in that little tub last night.
Go on. You're in front of me, so we'll be bouncing, I'll be pushing back chairs on you.
We will move on with the agenda for item C, which is public participation. Is there anyone here today that would like to participate in this meeting that's representing the public? Seeing none, I'll close public participation. We will move on to the consent agenda. The consent agenda has been provided for you previous to this meeting. You've had an opportunity to review it. Are there any items that need to be removed from the consent agenda for further discussion?
None.
None? Okay, then I would ask for a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call?
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Item number E is the non-consent agenda. Non-consent agenda starts on page 4 today with item number 8. Item number 8 is a recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners adopt resolution number 09724 to approve payment and vendors in the amount of $1,618,392.21 as outlined in the BCC approval invoice report for checks dated August 7th, 2024, BCC directed prepaid invoice reports, and the procurement card transaction report is presented by the county auditor on August 5th, 2024, and further authorizing the county auditor to issue warrants pursuant to section 319.16 of the Ohio Revised Code. Board, do I have a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, yeah.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, we'll move to item number 9. It is from the Sheriff's Office. Morning.
Item number 9 is a recommendation to execute amendment number 2 to the health services agreement with Southern Health Partners Incorporated, 2030 Hamilton Place, Suite 140, Chattanooga, Tennessee, previously ratified by the Board of County Commissioners on March 27, 2023, and amended on January 17, 2024, for the provision of inmate health services at the Clermont County Jail to provide additional necessary staffing at an amended annual base cost of $1,362,118.08, with all other terms and conditions of the original agreement to remain in full force and effect.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 9. Do you have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? I understand this is for medical assisted treatment. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So there was a recommendation from the sheriff for consideration to consider using this opioid funding for it, since this is the medicated assistant treatment, additional staffing to help with that at the jail.
And I understand that additional staffing is about $83,000 a year. Is that close?
120 annually.
Okay. And I know this is something that has been adopted at the jail as part of that structure, and with the obviously mental health issues that you run into on a daily basis, this is something that really needs to make sure it's in place and that you have this option.
Yes, so we started the program in February of last year. Prior to that, the only inmates who were getting that sort of treatment were pregnant females. So we implicated the process, and now any inmate who comes in that has a prescription or is on Subutex or methadone, they can continue that treatment while they're in jail. So it was we weren't anticipating as many patients daily as we were getting. We were expecting maybe 8 or 9, and we've been between 30 and 40 consistently. So definitely need to add an addition to their medical staff to help with that.
Okay. Thank you.
Great.
Any further discussion?
No.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 10. Morning, Suki.
Morning,
Morning.
Suki.
Item number 10 is a recommendation, and this is to award the bid for the county engineer, highway storage racking, and alternate installation for pursuant to the specifications. This will be to Cincinnati Lift Truck and Battery Services out of Mainville, Ohio, for their lowest and best bid received on July 11th. Total estimated cost of $99,375, which is $71,600 $125 for the base bid and $27,750 for the installation. And to execute the contract effective upon execution for a period of 2 years in compliance with the terms and conditions and condition upon a release of a purchase order.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 10. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
Second?
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? Suki, just for a second, the highway garage is getting pretty close.
Garage is looking great, isn't it?
It is.
So these will provide us with some cantilever racking out front of those 2 long equipment storage buildings, and also some pallet racking both out there and inside a couple of the buildings.
I think I heard yesterday that they believe they can finish that facility by about September 30th.
And these guys, with this contract, with some of the delays we've had in it, they probably will not be completely installed with the storage until maybe the end of October.
Okay.
So
Okay.
we're hoping they can get the materials real quick. I'm going to let them know as soon as we have the executed contract that they can get those on order and get
Okay.
moving on this.
Thank you. Anything further?
No.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Item number 11.
Item 11 is a recommendation to accept the contract between the county and Barrett Paving out of Middletown relative to the 2023 road resurfacing program that was in various townships, complete as of October 31st. And that should say 2023, sorry, to execute payment number 7, final, which represents the release of retainage, the amount of $257,475.09 plus accrued interest. The retainage is actually going to be released in 2 checks, one to Barrett and one back to the county. There was an overpayment that was recognized during the closeout process of $6,413.75.
Okay.
We've made that change.
Thank you.
Board, you've heard the recommendation for item number 11. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion with the correction of the date to 23.
I'll second.
Anything further? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Thank you. Item number 12.
Commissioner Painter, before we move to item 12,
Yeah.
let's see if Emily could readdress the board regarding the opioid funding. We would probably need some board directing her to use that opioid settlement funding for that
Okay.
item. So Emily, what is the amount that,
So back to the inmate health services amendment, it was $81,120. So if we need something from the board to be sure to pay that from the Ohio fund, if that is what the board wants to do.
Tom, do you want to include it on that particular item or a separate motion?
you can do a separate motion just directing that.
Okay.
That'll be fine.
So board, I'd ask for I'll make a motion that we fund the MAT treatment for the additional medical person there for $81,120 a year, and that we fund this out of the opioid settlement money. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Commissioners.
Emily.
Okay.
Thank you. Item number 12.
Morning, Board.
Hi, Angie.
This is a recommendation to adopt Resolution 9824, temporarily lowering the county-imposed dog adoption fees for dogs adopted on 8/8/24 through 8/31/24 for dogs aged 12 months and older to help alleviate the unusually high number of dogs being cared for, fed, and housed at the Clermont County Animal Shelter pursuant to Chapter 955 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 12. Do I have a motion?
I will make that motion.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation?
Just after we vote, would you give us an update what's
Sure will.
going on?
Sure.
You're working very hard at the shelter and appreciate all your work.
And Angie, prior to that, just a question there. When it comes to lowering the adoption fees is one thing, but could you elaborate maybe on what Claire has asked there as far as what other type of services that someone can expect if they come in to adopt an animal? You know, like, are we capable of helping them with some food and some bedding and some, if you would, please?
I sure will. Do you want to vote or you want me to go?
Let's vote.
We'll go ahead and vote. Roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
So to answer your questions, the community is very, very generous, and we have so many donations. We can probably give people whatever they need as they get started with a new dog. So hopefully, between the fee reduction and our ability to help them out, we can get some of our dogs cleared out. So, additionally, so as you all know, I've been spending a lot of time down at the animal shelter working through the different items that the volunteers have brought our way. I took very detailed notes last week. I have not resolved all of them, but we are working on them. We are aware we're making some progress in a lot of areas. Most notably, the thing that you all know I'm most excited about, we have a group of inmates that started on Monday and did a lot of our morning clean alongside our staff. That is a huge, I just can't even express it enough, help to our staff. The morning clean is the hardest part of the job that they do. Obviously, messes have been created overnight, and the inmate crew got right in there, worked really, really hard. We figured out some processes that the inmates will be able to do, which will even speed it up a little bit more. So they're back this morning. I stopped by this morning and they were ready to go. So, and I think we're going to get some adoptions out of it too, eventually. So, throughout the past week, we've also had our facilities staff down. We've had Gary Caudle, our safety coordinator, down. Facilities is addressing a few items that have come up, as well as some of the bigger projects that you all are aware of. And we also have Gary reviewing safety protocol with all of our staff. So he's been meeting individually with staff, making sure everyone is on the same page about safety. He's been there a lot, monitoring everything, and I appreciate all the attention he's paying to this. We had a new kennel attendant start on Monday. He's going to be introduced to you September 4th. The staff was really excited about him. He got right in there. Again, we have another hard worker, so pretty excited to add him to the team. Tom and I are working on getting a meeting scheduled with volunteers that have expressed some specific concerns. I think we're going to be able to do that. I think they're going to be available in about 2 weeks. So I'm looking forward to talking more thoroughly with them. Yesterday, this is also another exciting update because you all know the outdoor kennel project has moved a little slowly. Yesterday, I will verify the architect was on site. We were good to go. They were taking measurements, doing some initial drawings, talking through some of the needs that we have. So that was a really, really exciting step in this. While I was talking to the architect, a little boy and his grandma were outside looking at some of the dogs in the outdoor kennels. And I went over to introduce myself. I'm trying to introduce myself to all the volunteers and everybody that's there a lot. And they are not volunteers. She said that they just came to make a donation. So she said that she made a donation of some food, and Carson, the little I think he was 5-year-old boy, made a $20 donation to the shelter. And that just really touched my heart. As you all know, getting to the shelter is very difficult from about any direction at this point. So the fact that they took that time to come do that, I thought was really, really special. So I've been in contact with each of you individually a lot over the past couple of weeks. I very much appreciate your support as we address all of these items.
Thank you for your work.
Thank
You
you.
got your hands full. Thank you.
Good job.
Thank you.
Item number 13.
Good morning.
Morning.
Morning, Chris.
Morning.
How are you?
Good.
Great, thank you. Item 13 is a recommendation to approve the agreement for professional services between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County and Inspection Bureau Incorporated, 250 West Court Street, Suite 125, W, Cincinnati, Ohio, 45202, for the electrical inspections for the South Afton Purina Plant Project, as required by the Ohio Board of Building Standards, at the rates included in Exhibit A and not to exceed an amount of $49,999, effective August 7th, 2024 through August 6th, 2025, in compliance with the terms and conditions in the agreement and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 13. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? This will be augmentation for electrical inspection.
Correct. The IBI, as they're known, is currently the electrical inspector on site. We just don't have capacity for that level of service. And if you've been by the Purina plant lately, there's roughly 1,000 workers in there now. So they do all of our electrical stuff, and then our employees do the rest of the inspections. So
Okay.
This will get us through to completion of that project.
Fantastic. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 14.
Good morning, board.
Morning.
Morning.
Item number 14, is the Clermont County Department of Community and Economic Development's Division, GIS Division, request to advertise for proposals for professional services for the RTS Enterprise and RTS Portal implementation. Recommendation to approve the request for proposals for professional services for the RTS Enterprise and RTS Portal implementation pursuant to the specifications and to authorize the clerk of the board to place a legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on August 15th, 2024, with said proposals to be received until 2 p.m. local time on Thursday, September 26, 2024, in the office of the Board of Clermont County Commissioners, 101 East Main Street, 3rd floor, Batavia, Ohio, 45103. This notice will also be placed on Clermont County's website at the following URL link, www.clermontcountyohio.gov.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 14. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Very much.
Item number 15. Morning, Desmond.
Good morning.
Morning.
Item 15 is a recommendation to adopt Resolution 099-24, authorizing the Board of County Commissioners to execute a cooperation agreement between the County of Clermont, Ohio, and the Village of Batavia as it relates to the Clermont County's designation as an urban county for Community Development Block Grant Program and Home Investments Partnership Program for fiscal year 2025 and 2026, as administered by the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, and in compliance with the Housing and Community Development Act of 1974, pursuant to and in compliance with Section 121.22 of the ORC. So this will be the third village we've added in about 3 years that will now participate under CDBG and home. This will bring us to 100% participation. Townships are automatically participants unless they opt out, and villages and cities have to opt in. So Commissioner Corcoran, thank you for reaching out and helping us with the village on this. And we're happy to have finally 100% participation through all our townships and villages.
Thank you, Desmond.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 15. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Anything further? Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 16. Morning, Lyle.
Item 16 is a recommendation to execute a memorandum of understanding between Clermont County Commissioners and the Union Township Trustees, Union Township Community Improvement Corporation, relative to the design, permitting, easement acquisition, inspection, and construction of a 12-inch sanitary sewer to serve areas north of Round Bottom Road and along River Valley Drive located in Union Township, pursuant to and in compliance with the terms and conditions of the MOU. So the township will be paying for the design, the construction, all the easements necessary for this project, and the Water Resources Department will just be providing plan review and inspection of the improvements. Once they're done and completed, the township, through their contractor, will warranty the work for a year, and then it'll be the counties to operate and maintain after that.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 16. No, is that right? 16.
Yes.
Yes, I'm sorry. Item number 16. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Item number 17.
Item 17 is a recommendation to accept the following grant of water and sewer easements with rights of reentry for repair and replacement to be granted and conveyed to the Board of County Commissioners by the grantor as outlined below for utility purposes for property on Autumn View Lane for the development of the Redwood Living located in Miami Township with pavement in the easement area approved as shown on the record drawings. So this was a development that was put in a couple years ago, and we realized there were no easements recorded for the water and sewer. The developer took care of that, prepared the easement documents, and this just formalizes that.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 17. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Item 18.
Item 18 is a recommendation to execute a maintenance bond or to execute maintenance bonds in the amounts outlined below as surety for the installation of water main extensions to serve the following subdivisions. The first is for the Paxton Guinea Water Main Extension in Miami Township, and the second is for the Prestwick Place subdivision in Pierce Township.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 18. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I have a second.
Been moved and second. Anything further? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Item 19.
Item 19 is a recommendation to award the bid for sludge and raw wastewater hauling services for the Clermont County Water Resources Department pursuant to the specifications to SOS LLC, doing business as Southern Ohio Sanitation out of Batavia, Ohio, for their lowest and best bid received on July 27th, 2024, at a total estimated annual amount of $153,265, and to execute the contract effective August 25th, 2024 through August 24th, 2025, with the option to renew for an additional 1-year period with the same terms and conditions. And this is contingent upon the release of the required purchase order.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 19. Do I have a motion for approval?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Item number 20.
Item 20 is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 100-24 to approve revised general plans for the county waterworks system within the Clermont County Water Resources Department for proposed improvement and expansion projects at various locations within Clermont County, as outlined in the 5-year waterworks capital improvement plan for years 2024 through 2028. To authorize and direct the Clermont County Water Resources Department to perform or have performed preliminary and design engineering, prepare detailed plans, specifications, contract documents, and estimates of cost for proposed improvement and expansion projects, and to authorize the Water Resources Department, its employees or agents, to enter onto private and or public properties to be affected by the proposed improvement and expansion projects after sufficient notice has been sent to the property owners to perform soil investigations, surveys, appraisals, or other examinations as deemed necessary in order to finalize the preliminary or design engineering, prepare detailed plans, specs, contract documents, acquire necessary right-of-way, and estimates of cost, and further to authorize the sanitary engineer to make pre-application, nominate, and or make application for various local, state, and federal grants or loans, should such become available, for funding of said improvements and expansion projects pursuant to and compliance with Chapter 6103 of the Ohio Revised Code. So this is for the 5-year plan that was presented last week. If this is approved, we'll put the updated plan on our website as well.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 20. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
A second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation?
I think he needs to read it again.
I will.
It was. Hey, he's got another one that comes right behind it, right? Just about that
I was
long.
gonna say he's got another book coming up.
Let's just take
Go ahead,
a
let's
break.
vote on this one.
Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
I don't, yes.
We're not responsible for that motion.
If he do anything, I'll do Suki, won't he?
Oh, item number 21.
Item 21 is the same thing, but it's for wastewater, but I will read this. Item 21 is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 101-24 to approve the revised general plans for the county wastewater system within the Water Resources Department for proposed improvements and expansion projects at various locations within Clermont County, as outlined in the 5-year wastewater capital improvement plan for years 2024 through 2028, and to authorize and direct the Water Resources Department to perform or have performed preliminary and design engineering, prepare detailed plans, specs, contract documents, and estimates of cost for proposed improvement and expansion projects, to authorize the Water Resources Department, its employees or agents, to enter onto private and or public properties to be affected by the proposed improvement and expansion projects after sufficient notice has been sent to the property owners to perform soil investigation, surveys, appraisals, or other examinations as deemed necessary in order to finalize the preliminary or design engineering, prepare detailed plans, specs, contract documents, acquire necessary right-of-way and estimates of cost, and further to authorize the sanitary engineer to make pre-application, nominate, and or make application for various local, state, and federal grants or loans, should such become available, for funding of said improvements and expansion projects. And this is pursuant to and compliance with Chapter 6117 of the Ohio Revised Code.
The only part
Commissioner, I
that,
couldn't understand that. Could you make him read that again?
the only part he left out was may cause drowsiness, dizziness.
He needs oxygen.
May cause your neighbors to disown you. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 21. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation, discussion? Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Lyle,
Thanks, Lyle.
And I want to thank you so much for taking care of Friday night. You took a late night call from me on Woodville. I mean, they did a great job because it was a mess, you know.
The contractor got out there.
Yes, they did.
Utter.
And thank you. Thank you for your work and your staff.
You bet. I'm number 22. Morning, Jessica.
All right. Number 22 is a recommendation to approve the request to advertise for bids for the janitorial services pursuant to the specifications and to authorize the clerk of the board to place the legal notice in a newspaper of general circulation on August 15th, scheduling a non-mandatory pre-bid conference building tour on August 26, 2024 at 10 a.m. local time to begin at the Clermont County Facilities Management Building located at 4001 Filliger Road, Batavia, with bids to be received until 2 p.m. local time on September 5th, 2024 in the office of the Board of County Commissioners at 101 East Main Street, Batavia, where they will be publicly opened and read aloud. This notice will also be posted in the Clermont County's website and at the following link. So we're finally going to get our
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 22. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, item number 23.
Alrighty. This is a recommendation to execute the public improvement agreement or minor projects between the Board of County Commissioners and Zoot Construction at 2785 Bethel New Hope Road in Hammersville for the building demolition and disposal of the carriage house. They're going to also do the new asphalt paving and line striping to match the existing grades as identified in the exhibit of the contract, with the scope of work to be completed within 180 days at no cost or at cost not to exceed $43,750 in compliance with the terms and conditions and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 23. Do I have a motion for approval? So move. So move. Is there a second? It won't be you have a comment for Gail?
I would just I don't know at this time if I am in favor of doing this for the amount of parking spots that we will gain. If somebody can tell me other than the parking, what do we gain by doing this?
Well, at this point in time, we'd have to tear down the building. We're no longer taking care of the facility itself, and it's no longer a liability for somebody to be able to break into it or something along those lines. It is a facility that we have to maintain. The utilities have been shut off at this time, so it's not something that we can utilize. There was a water main break, I believe, a couple years ago, and it flooded the building, and there's a lot of work that would need to be done if we wanted to utilize this building, if anybody wanted to utilize the building. So it really, in order to take it down, that's really the only cost-effective solution at this point in time that we've seen. So if there's something else, maybe, bring that to our attention.
And maybe we should point out again at this time too, because people have come and said it's a historical building. Other than the shell of the building, nothing is original in that building. If you go through it, it's all been renovated for prior use. So I just wanted to make sure we got this all out there to the public. So with that being said, I will second the motion.
Been moved and second. Any further discussion? And I would put out, there's been many discussions about this building and about if you remove this building, you only gain 4 places. I would venture to this. That building sticking out into the middle of that parking lot is a hazard. there are more people that have almost been hit because of that
That is
building,
true.
because it's not a straight pull through to the adjacent street. So you have to actually come through the opening, veer to the right to get away from the building, and then make a correction to get there. If that building, if someone would have wanted to relocate that building, or that building was on the historical register, I think that would be a whole different discussion. But I think we've talked about this building for a long time. You know, it is not on the historical register. It obviously is completely renovated on the inside with drywall finishes, and it's not what people think it is.
And all the beams and everything inside have been painted. So
Mhm.
again, the brick is the only thing that's original about that building as far as
So with that, I'd ask for a vote.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
No, and I'd like to just make a statement on my reason. No, I still contend that possibly somebody like the Boy Scouts or somebody could come in and do something with that building. And even though it's not a historical building, it's a symbol to me of Clermont County for the village. If the village would come in and say, hey, we'd like to take it over and work on it. And I don't know if they have fully looked into it. And I know this has been a long time, but I still stand that I don't want to tear it down. Thank you.
Item number 24.
This is a recommendation to adopt resolution number 102-24, resolving the miscellaneous bricks and beams salvaged from the carriage house demolition owned by the Board of County Commissioners as identified in the attached Exhibit A of the contract as needed, is unneeded, obsolete, or unfit, and no longer necessary for county use, and is now determined that the property should be donated pursuant to Section 307.12D of the Ohio Revised Code to the Clermont County Park District, a political subdivision of the state of Ohio, and further to authorize Clermont County Facilities Department to delete those items from their inventory and to transfer the referenced property to the responsibility of the receiving agency. So as you were kind of speaking, this is to get some of the beams and the bricks and to be able to still utilize those. And the park district is talking about possibly doing like a bench or something to just kind of show that the carriage house was there and this was part of it and kind of memorialize it. So
Absolutely. Board, you've heard the reading of item number 24. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
It's been moved. I'll second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter,
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yeah.
Item number 25. Thanks, Jessica.
Thank you.
This is a recommendation to designate Emily Akers, Director of Office of Management and Budget, to serve on the Tax Incentive Review Council during calendar year 2024 as the former Assistant County Administrator Greg Bickford's replacement. This is all pursuant to Section 5709.85 of the Ohio Revised Code.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 25. Do I have a motion for approval?
Make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Item number 26.
Hello, this is a recommendation to resolve to approve and authorize changes in the annual appropriation resolution number 181-23 for calendar year 2024. I have several supplemental appropriations. The first is municipal court other expenses for $94,000. And this is to cover judge replacement costs. The interpreters have gone up drastically, competency evaluations, and assigned counsel. Board of Elections regular salary for $24,000, and this is for a crossover trainee while someone is retiring at the end of the year. The Treasurer's Office, a retirement payout, $26,859.72, and also the Treasurer's delinquent tax fund for retirement payout, $8,953.24. And then an Economic Development other expenses, $930,000. This is for, is it called Lead Safe? The Lead Safe grant that they're getting. It's a reimbursement grant. So we just got it. So we have to put budget in place.
Board, you've heard the reading of item number 26 and the request for budgetary changes. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. That concludes our non. Any additions to the agenda?
Yeah, we have a consideration of a contract with the Habitat for Humanity. We'll have to add that first, and then we'll have Kennedy present that.
Okay. Do we have two of them here? One for settlement, two? Do we want to vote?
We'll hold on those.
Okay. All right. So, board, we have a recommendation for, I gotta find it. For Habitat of Humanity. Do I have a motion to add it to the agenda?
I'll make the motion to add.
I'll second that motion.
It's been moved and second. Roll call.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes. Kennedy, thanks for being here and
Morning.
take us through this particular resolution request.
This is a recommendation to award the bid for program management of the Lead Safe Ohio grant program located in various townships and municipalities to Habitat for Humanity of Greater Cincinnati, 9410 Para Drive, Cincinnati, Ohio, for their lowest and best bid received on July 11th, 2024, in the amount of $930,000, and to execute the contract between the Board of County Commissioners of Clermont County, Ohio, and Habitat for Humanity of Greater Cincinnati in compliance with the terms and conditions of the contract and contingent upon the release of the required purchase order. So we applied for this grant late to the game. Basically, in community and economic development decided to take on this task. Obviously, we don't have the capacity to perform these duties for this grant, so we are contracting with Habitat for Humanity of Greater Cincinnati to perform. It's going to be lead abatement, lead safe renovations, mitigations on homes in Clermont County built before 1978. It's $930,000 we were granted. Since we were late to the game, the state is just asking us to kind of push this along. So this contract, that's why it's an add-on today, to get this contract signed with them, to please them. The funds don't need to be spent till 2026. They're ARPA funds. And Habitat for Humanity is actually working on this program with Hamilton County. So they know what they're doing. They have a large sum, maybe over $1 million there doing this program as well. So they've ensured us that they can actually get this done. I believe our contract's till August of 2025. So we're not worried on time limit. The state is just wanting us to hurry with this contract. So that's why I'm here today.
Fantastic. Board, you've heard the need for this resolution. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yep.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes.
Thank you.
And that's all the additions we have at this time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we'll move to item G, requesting an executive session pursuant to section 12122, G1 and G3 of the Ohio Revised Code to first consider the employment, discipline, or compensation of a public employee or more public employees, and second, to confer with the prosecuting attorney concerning disputes involving the public body that are the subject of pending or imminent litigation, imminent court action. Do I have a motion to go into executive session?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor.
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran.
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, we will move to executive session. We will return and we will conduct further business. Thank you. We've returned from an executive session. There were no decisions made and no actions taken. We will move on with our regular scheduled agenda. We'll go back to item F for additions to the agenda. Tom, are there further additions to the agenda for today?
Commissioners, we have 2 settlement agreements to add to the agenda, and then I'll have Mr. Mooney present those.
You bet. I would ask for a motion to add these 2 settlement agreements to our agenda today. Do I have a motion?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Mr. Mooney is here with us today. I understand you have a couple of resolutions prepared.
I do.
You want to share?
I do, yes. Commissioner Painter, the first one is a recommendation to authorize the Board of County Commissioners to execute the settlement agreement for the provision of full settlement and release of all claims associated with the matter of Israel E. Newberry v. Clermont County Board of Commissioners et al., case number 2023 CVC 01021. For the Board of County Commissioners to authorize David Painter as president of the board to execute the settlement agreement, and for the Board of County Commissioners to authorize payment of said settlement pursuant to the terms set forth in said settlement agreement.
Board, you've heard the reading of the resolution for this settlement. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. And then the second one?
Recommendation of Joseph T. Mooney, Assistant Prosecuting Attorney, Clermont County Prosecutor's Office, with the concurrence of Thomas J. Eigel, County Administrator, to execute the settlement agreement with Joseph Tomaleri and Tetra Tech Inc. for the full settlement of all claims alleged by Mr. Tomaleri against Tetra Tech Inc. and Clermont County on or about November 20th, 2023, as outlined in the settlement agreement. The payment of the settlement fund shall be paid by Tetra Tech Inc. as described in the settlement agreement, and no parties to the settlement agreement shall accept any liability or admit any wrongdoing.
Board, you've heard the reading of the resolution for this settlement. Do I have a motion for approval?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Been moved and second. Any further conversation or discussion? Roll call, Gail.
Commissioner Batchelor?
Yes.
Commissioner Corcoran?
Yes.
Commissioner Painter?
Yes. Thank you, Counselor.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you.
We will move on with any further additions?
No, sir.
That's it?
That's it.
We'll go to item H, county staff and elected official discussion. We do have some of our county staff here still with us, so any discussion or thing you would like to expound on?
Anything further from the animal shelter? Nothing?
Nothing?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for being here today. We'll move on with member comments, Board. I know you guys were at the National Night Out.
It was a hot one, but it was well attended. It's always nice to honor our police and law enforcement. And last night was the County Sheriff's Department over at Batavia Township. They have a nice facility that they hold it there. Tonight is Pierce Township's National Night Out. And then tomorrow night will be Union Township. So go out and support your local police departments. They deserve it.
So it'd be fair to say there's 2 more national nights out. Try to get out and support one of them if you can.
Or both.
You bet. Got it. Commissioner Corcoran?
Just that we have a special guest today here, Darla, who is our new assistant, who's assisting the board and has patiently waited for us to get out of executive session. But I would like to call the board to get a picture with her today and her mother, since she is here present and has been working all day and finally getting lunch, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Let's
So-
get it, come up and let's get a picture of.
So Darla, why don't you come up here, man? Come up here behind the podium.
She's worked very hard today.
We're going to do it up here or down
We'll
there?
do it. Hold on, we'll do it right here. Come here.
doing it there?
Come on, go up there.
She's got to look official.
Oh, that's right. She's in the main seat.
Oh, I
love it. Here, give me this. Here,
you go.
Darla.
Here you go. Hold your
Mom,
gavel
come
there.
on, get up here with
Okay.
us. You stand behind her.
Get in there close. You stay right here.
Yeah. I want you to hit that gavel when he says no, would you? Okay.
Look at him.
All right. I was going down front.
All right.
Tell her when she can hit it.
Big smile.
Raise it up a little. There you go.
Yeah, she's gonna get me.
big smile, and we'll go in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead.
Hang it, hang it.
Oh, here,
Just-
here. I'm sorry. She needs
Oh,
to
yeah.
block real loud, but look up when you do it. So, okay. Okay. Ready?
You ready?
All right. And 1, 2, 3. Go.
Yay! Good girl. Bravo.
There you
Thank
go.
you.
You go back there and tell them at that elementary school you go to that you were the commissioner.
You
for
ran
the
it.
day. You bet.
You were the fourth commissioner. That was awesome.
Sweet.
You bet. Any more board comments? Anything else? Well, then I would ask for a motion to adjourn today's meeting.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
It's been moved and it's been second. Roll call.
Commissioner Corcoran,
Yes.
Commissioner Batchelor,
Yes.
Commissioner Painter.
Yes, thank you for your attendance today. And if you have any needs for services from the Clermont County Board of Commissioners, we would recommend that you give Darla a call. She was the last one sitting in the board president's seat. So thank you. Thanks, Darla. Thanks for being here. Bye-bye.